There it is. Had the wrong headset on. There we go. Welcome, race fans, to the legendary Mount Panorama Circuit. It's the season opener out here at Bathurst. Welcome in Sean Stam live here, Stam Studio Network. This is going to be pretty special. We have something kind of a little bit different here for us within the iRacing world here. Before we get to that, here's a quick look at our last season champion P2 and P3 in both Pro-Am. Congratulations, Tim Reed, Samuel Cruz, Joshua Heggie. That's season pros driver first through three in the point standings. And then Rene Garcia, Nick Batista, as well as Joel Loudon first through third in AM. It was a lot of fun watching these drivers rip around the tracks. Well, now we got some elevation to deal with up here. It's a mountain. Welcome in, welcome in. Hopefully you're all doing well. And a little bit new formats here today. It's going to be a top 10 qualifying session. We've actually had a different few qualifying sessions. These drivers have had to try and get the fastest laps that they could have tried. And now we've taken the fast 10 drivers from both Pro and AM, and we're going to smack them out here. Top 10 qualifying to set the top 10 on the grid. All right, well, this is perfect timing to hop on board with here. It's going to be Paul McHugh, the first driver out. He was one of the fastest drivers in the top 10 driver out of England. He's going to rip it out there outside of turn one, down our short stretch chicane, well, start finish stretch, and then now we're heading up towards turn 2, 3, and up the mountain. This will be a fun kind of on-board shots here with him. We can see the hands go to work. It's going to be a physical game. It's going to be mental here tonight from Mount Panorama up in Bathurst. We're at the land down under. Here we go, back up the hill through turns 2 and 3. You thought that was bad. Look at these walls. You look at them wrong, they'll sneak out up on you here. Paul, he's going to shock that steering wheel to the left, and then it goes right back to the right. Car is not quite as vacuum sealed into the track right here, even with as much downforce as available in these GT3 machines. Sticking on board with Paul McHugh here. Apologies here for anybody that is across the pond. We're in miles per hour there in the bottom right of your screen. Ripping through fourth gear, back on the throttle pedal, down the mountain we go. He's gonna hug that right wall, back to the left, back to the right, back to the left we go. Still 70, 60 miles an hour. That's about as fast as we go highway driving here. Imagine that down a mountain. He's already picked up that throttle pedal, down and through Falcon Corner, the most important corner on the racetrack, picks that throttle right back up, and down the isn't so straight he goes. Paul McHugh will have to see where this lap time kind of sets our drivers out here tonight, because this is already, as soon as he's going to make his way across the line, I believe it'll be Rene Garcia, our next driver out. And just for the names that you're going to see here that have actually made it into this top 10 here, as Paul McHugh will set his first lap this time by. Joshua Heggie went P1 in our events here throughout the week. Samuel Cruz, John Jennings was up there. I believe that's a home track for Mr. Jennings. Up there third fastest. Tim Reed, Michael Zugmont, Oliver Jansen, Tyler Reed, Jeremy Jukic, Rene Garcia, and Paul McHugh. Paul McHugh puts down that 2.04. That's a respectful lap time here out and around Bathurst. And we're going to hop on board with Rene Garcia. It's perfect timing to do it. He's going to come to the start-finish line, take his green flag lap. This is a little bit, it's kind of like NASCAR qualifying here, if you will. It's one driver who pretty much gets what we're doing one lap around this road course, but I really love this kind of format change here from this International Racers Pro-Am Series. Season 8 already. Blink and you miss it. Time flies and you're having fun. Rene Garcia, obviously that's why this sort of gaps are set up here. We don't want any slipstream. We don't want any draft to play a factor in these laps. About Rene Garcia, if I do have the notes correct there, he was really, really fast in the AM standings. I believe it was the champion, if I'm getting that right. ESGI Motorsports, number 74. He's going to make that right up, the left up the mountain, then go back towards the right. Seeing this elevation, even seeing the suspension go to work in these GT3 machines. AM drivers out here, Paul McHugh to the pole, as he's the only driver to run here thus far, as Rene Garcia is going to try to steal the pole away from him there. Keep your eye on the 74 as we'll head back down the mountain. And right there behind him, that's the only other car that you hear out on track is Jeremy Jukic. He's already on his out lap. Very nice kind of top 10 qualifying effort here and format by everybody down at IRPAS. Dan Finnick, John Jennings. There's so many to name of you, but you know of there that you're out there behind the scenes helping out there. And I don't know who it was that came up with this idea to run this here for IRPAS, but props to you. This kind of helps, you know, get you some TV time, as well as, you know, allows us to kind of talk about here the driver here behind the scenes a little bit more. Rene Garcia fast in the AM class. I'm still surprised to see him in the AM class with as much pace as he showed last season. He's going to set this lap by, and we'll have to see out here throughout. I believe this is 16 and 17 coming out here through the final corner. Start, finish straight. Who's it going to go to here for the pole for the time being? Rene Garcia, almost 4/10 of a second slower than Paul's lap. Jeremy Jukic in that American horsepower Fendi Racing Team Chevrolet Corvette. We're going to do something special for Jeremy's lap here. We're going to hop on board and see these time deltas here throughout the lap. If I can find it. Okay, I believe this is, oh, okay, it's not working here. We'll have to play the visual game here throughout the first few sectors. I'll see here if this is going to, no, I think it's because Jeremy's, I guess, officially on his first lap right here, so it's not going to allow us to compare the sectors, unfortunately. So we'll have to do it visually. Jeremy out of that AMR Safety Racing Team down there in that left corner driver picture. It's so cool to see those drivers upload the different information and photos there. It's as well as the SDK driver information base. If you're newer here within the IRPAS racing community, I believe I've linked that down there right next to the broadcast. You can upload there just whatever information you want to about yourself. Got that driver photo as well. And Jeremy Jukic running for Fendi Racing Team. He has for quite a bit of time. Pro driver, do believe. He's going to try and rip it back down around the mountain, hug that right apex, get it back to the left, right back to the right, and then another left again. He'll put his foot down, try and pick up that speed, drop a gear and disappear out of that Falcon corner. And once again down the isn't so straight. Why isn't the isn't so straight? I don't know, but here we'll take a nice visual at it. He'll make his way down below the not even pedestrian bridge, sponsor bridge. And then here's just a slight bit of a kink here in that straightaway. It's enough to, if you're not paying attention, you'll definitely go for a slip and slide there. Jeremy Jukic on a flyer here. That number 28 Chevrolet Corvette is on rails. This pro driver coming to complete his qualifying lap. Take a look, top left corner of the screen. Let's see where this one slots him in. It should be a pretty quick one. Not as fast as Paul McCool's 2:04.1. Jeremy Jukic's 0.039 seconds right there behind. If you're just now joining us, first of all, welcome in here, everybody. This is Sean Stam on Stam Studio Network. A little bit of a format change. We have 10 drivers, fastest drivers of the week, have set their times in qualifying sessions. Here you have the oh boy, I'm gonna need to see another camera shot of it. But the Get Wrapped machine here for Tyler Reed. Tyler Reed is he was 7th fastest here throughout the week, so he's our 4th driver on the track right now. Next up, Oliver Jansen, Michael Zugmont, Tim Reed, John Jennings, after that Samuel Cruz, and then Joshua Hagee, who set the fastest lap throughout the week at a 2:01.827. He's going to be the last driver who puts down a lap here today. Tyler Reed, that's very vibrant. Got a little bit of blue, got a little green, a little bit of red on there as well. One of my kind of favorite paint schemes that I've seen here thus far. Driver of the number 47 trying to set down a fast lap here today. I believe this is out of Operation Motorsports as well there. Tyler, we've been here buddies here quite a few seasons, and I'm not talking seasons, I'm talking years here it's been. Tyler Reed has been hanging out there with Fendi Racing for quite a long time as well. Tyler, we appreciate everything that you have done and got going back there behind the scenes with you as that Mercedes-AMG looks to get a little bit tight there. He's going to compromise a lot of corner speed, loses a lot there in the time delta. He's going to have to regroup and rearm here as if he wants to try and put any sort of kind of top 7, top 6 lap time down that we could possibly see. Tyler Reed, he's going to make his way down the straights. We'll see if he can make something happen. It's kind of like it's a little bit of Bathurst 1000S qualifying that we're doing here, and once again, it's so cool to kind of highlight this. I've never really done this. I was pretty nervous, to be honest, coming into this thing here before the session opened up, but I mean, it's pretty cool. It's calm and collected, and we're going to see exactly where these drivers will qualify themselves for the feature race here coming up in just probably about 20 minutes time. It'll be the same broadcast. Don't have to go anywhere there. Tyler Reed, nice corner exit there out of turn, I believe it's 16-17. He'll slot himself P4, 1.034 behind Rene Garcia's lap, I do believe that is. Oliver Jansen is up next here in the big sniffer, the big nostril BMW GT3 M4 machine. Pro driver, he's going to rip his way up and around the bends. We'll hop on board here through turns 2, 3, and 4. We'll hop on board throughout the mountain. He's going to get to that tire power outside wall. Hang on to it, Oliver, and that's exactly what he does. Hey, welcome in, Ted, Mary Jo. Hopefully you're both doing well. We got Fendi Racing Esports in here. Terry Stam, 1, Josh, 2 down there in YouTube land, rooting on Tim Reed. Tim, I love how that was. That was about like 3 seasons ago. There was a little bit of, I guess you'd call it a gaggle there within the timing and scorings there. It named Tim Reed Tim. It gave him 3 names instead of just a first and last. And, well, we'll have to see. Tim Reed is coming up because he is on his outlap right now. Back to Oliver Jansen, though, out of Fendi Racing. What a season it was last season. Hey, he got quite a bit of camera time in that BMW GT3 M4 machine. Pro driver is going to try and rip it down there back towards the, we're coming to cameraman Billy Bob Joe here, as he's going to have a nice run here. This is actually looking like a pretty decent lap coming into view here for Jansen. He's going to make his way across the kink coming up here. That quick right-hander. We'll see if he's going to keep his foot in it. He leaps it floored. Careful on the brakes here. He's going to break it about the 140 to 130 mark. He drops a gear, gets it back down to about second or third. He's going to rip back up into 4th here, and then have to drop it back 2 more to set up this front end rotation back and around the last corner of the track. Oliver Jansen, as he makes his way to the line, what's it going to be? P4 for Oliver Jansen, pro driver. Nice lap there, but I'm still looking at Paul McCool's lap. First driver who went out respectfully the slowest of our qualifying sessions throughout the week. Paul McCool still with the fastest lap here today from Bathurst. All right, Josh, get ready. Here comes Tim Reed. Tim here for you. He's out of Scotland. Fendi Racing driver out of the 155. He's going to show us how to rip and dip here around Bathurst. This is going to be a fun laptop on board with. There you see right there behind him, I believe that's going to be John Jennings, who gets out of pit lane on his opening lap as well, starting to get that tire temp and pressures up to optimal conditions there. Tim Reed, he's going to try and hit this apex, does it just flawlessly. That's what we've come to imagine here out of the Scotsman as we are up in the trees. If Tim is going to make his way down and through the trees, through the forest, back and around to Grandma's house. Let's go something like that, I swear. He's going to make his way back and up through the hill. Nice apex there. He really almost clipped the inside wall. Exactly what you have to do. He's going to try to clip this corner exit as well. Nice lap going for Tim Reed. This is looking fast. This is looking quick. The elevation-hungry Mount Panorama Bathurst will crest the hill, go all the way up to the top of the mountain, then right back down. Tim is keeping his foot in it. He's not letting gravity do all the work here today. He's going to give those brakes. He's going to really warm him up there, get him all the way, foot to the floor, and then right off of it pretty quick to keep that speed and momentum up there as he's going to make his way through at Falcon Corner. Watch out, cameraman. Cameraman almost gets clipped. Tim Reed looks to be on a flyer. That number 155 is on rails here in this qualifying session. Very light fuel, still tire temps are not quite at optimum conditions. You have to be a little bit careful through that kink. Look at these micro adjustments here on the steering wheel going for Tim Reed as he's trying to get everything coming to the last sector of the lap. Final turn of the track, start, finish straight, drops down to second. Let's see where it puts him down there, up on the top left of the screen. Tim Reed. Tim will start P1, at least at the time being. We still have 4 more drivers to go, but a 2:03.92, especially in this track conditions. We got some weather up there in the bottom right of the screen. 70 degrees, it's fairly nice temperature there out on the track, partly cloudy conditions. Ooh, boy, this is going to be fun here. It's going to be a great day for racing as we continue our top 10 qualifying efforts. John Jennings, hey, I was talking about a lot of behind-the-scenes work, and we appreciate it there with this from the depths of the bottom of our hearts. John Jennings, he has done so much for this IRPAS community, Fendi Racing Endurance team. He's also a fast little mug himself. He's going to try and show us how it's done out of here. That's EVAS Designs number 17 McLaren GT3. One of the, well, he is the only McLaren out here out of this top 10 qualifying effort. The Aussie here. It's John Jennings' home track here out of, apologies there. I think the audio is a little bit loud. I'm going to tone that down there just a slight little bit. I know these V8 engines are roaring to life here around the track. Let me know if it's still sounding down there A-OK down in YouTube land. This is the precursor before the show. Still got about 4 to 5 drivers to go for that top 10 qualifying effort. John Jennings is ripping it back down around the mountains. He'll hit that quick left, quick right, back to the left, back to the right. You would think it's a chicane, but we're dealing with so much elevation loss here. It's the car wants to shift out there, out to the outside of the track. John Jennings has to put that steering input in it to keep it from doing that. Nicely well done on that number 17. He's going to make his way down to complete his lap. Just about 4 more turns to go. Pro driver John Jennings, let's see where this lap's going to slot him up there. Right now the gaps are, I mean, they're really close to one another. 2/10 separate 1 and 2, and then look at that, only about 5 thousandths there separating 2 and 3 between Paul McCoo and Jeremy Jukic. Here comes John Jennings to complete his lap. Nice early entrance on the corner, gonna let the car wash out without taking that 1X off-track penalty. Oh, maybe John Jennings, I think, maybe he did take the off-track penalty there, or just something happened there on the bottom side of the mountain, coming to 1.6 seconds slower than Tyler Reed. John Jennings to go P7. Over here to Samuel Cruz. How about him? He's back in school now, I do believe, but hey, he's also been in school here during his break, and he's going to show us what he's learned here out of this quick little off-season that we've had of the International Racers Pro-Am Series. Cresting from Season 7 up to Season 8. I know this was a newer paint scheme, newer car here for Samuel Cruz. One of, that's the only Aston Martin that we've seen out here on track today. Hopping on board here with Mr. Samuel Cruz. He's going to crest his way back up the hill. Huge diffuser on the rear end of that thing, as well as massive rear wing. You'd think he's got all the downforce in there that he would need. Let's see if his hands are still going to work there after a slight internet blink out here for Samuel. Still waiting to come out here back on the track. There he comes. Okay. He's gonna, it's gonna keep blinking out here, so we're gonna go to Josh Hagee's opening lap. Do we have any? No driver cameras here on this quick little opening stint. Hopefully we got some here, and the actual feature race here in just probably about 10 to 15 minutes time here. I know it says 25 minutes out of an hour in the top left of your screen, but after our 10 fastest drivers of the week are done qualifying, we will rip our way right throughout and into that feature race. Samuel Cruz is coming to complete his lap here after not blinking out here throughout the last couple seconds. We'll see where this slots in, Mr. Samuel Cruz. Remember, I believe he finished P3 in class from where, excuse me, was it P2 or P3 in class last season. That Aston Martin, he's going to get his right side tires up and off of the asphalt, even onto the grass, trying to keep that speed, keep that momentum up here coming to the last corners. Where does this slot in Samuel Cruz's lap time? Nice lap there, Samuel Cruz, pro driver, steals it away from Tim Reed. We still got about 2 to 3 more drivers to go, but for the time being, a 2:03.56 to the pole, Mr. Samuel Cruz. Here comes Josh Hagee to come across the line and start his qualifying lap. The Irishman, he out of a Red Dog Motorsports. Talk about speed, talk about pace. Hey, you also have to talk about consistency when you're talking about Josh Hagee. He's going to make his way across the line. This is going to be a fun lap to watch here. We know he's a little bit more, at least aggressive in terms of trying to get that pace here on the field here. This is going to be a fun qualifying effort to watch. I'm not calling them aggressive here on racecraft-wise, but just aggressive in terms of trying to find that 10th, trying to find that 100th. Josh Hagee knows how to get it done. We'll have to see how good his lines are looking back up the hill mountain this time by. Red Dog Machine. He's going to wash up a little bit wide there in corner exit, probably going to lose there 2 to 3/10 of a time, and that's no big deal. But here, it's each turn here, if you're losing about 2 to 3/10 of a time, it's what's going to really compromise and screw up the lap. Josh Hagee, the line looks all right there coming out of and back up the hill. He's going to get close to that left side wall, and now we'll make our way through the Ethiad. Is back up the hill. This is one of the tighter portions of the racetrack. Almost scrapes off that right mirror on the wall. He's going to keep it down there, flooring it back down as we make our way throughout the crest of the mountain. He can't quite floor it here anymore. We're going to dabble on that brakes, let gravity and downforce do the most work. Number 16 looking pretty good, pretty solid, pretty tight throughout this corner, throughout these couple of corners here. Falcon corner, the most important corner of the racetrack. Another ESGI Motorsports driver almost taps the wall. That could have compromised, that could have completely gotten rid of his lap time there. I think he kept it outside of the wall. Josh Hagee, he's going to come up here out of the isn't so straight. Let's see if he's going to continue to have this nice run going here for him, coming towards the checkered flag in this qualifying session. Excuse me, we still have, I believe it's one more driver after this. Nope, I was right there. Do you remember Josh Hagee mentioned it earlier, fastest driver out there throughout the week. We should see this driver, I believe it's going to be go into pole there, at least if he's able to put down a qualifying lap that he put down earlier on in the week. Nice exit there, as well as nice last sector of the track. There you see it, Josh Hagee, 2:03.265. That's the fastest of the fastest lap of the race, and I believe that's going to be our pole position for our feature race. Congratulations, Josh Hagee. He gets kind of this newer format figured out here. He gets it done. Cue the virtual fireworks here from Mr. Hagee, pole sitter here in just a couple moments' time. Oh man, they're not working. All right, well, the virtual fireworks aren't working, but congratulations, Josh Hagee. What a lap it was. Give us here just a few moments' time on Stam Studio Network. We're going to pull well, we're going to magically transition over here to race time. Appreciate everybody joining here in something a little bit different. Quick 30 minutes of the race. What a qualifying session it was. Josh Hagee, he's going to start P1. Samuel Cruz will start P2. Tim Reed, Paul McCoo, Jeremy Jukic, Renee Garcia, Oliver Jansen, Tyler Reed, John Jennings. And then, of course, the whole rest of the pack is going to be about 25 to 30 drivers at this Mount Panorama race here in a couple moments' time. You can stick on board here on this broadcast. Don't go anywhere. Sean Stam on Stam Studio Network. We'll be right back with you. Thanks, everybody. Alrighty, welcome back everybody. Sean Stam Studio Network here. There's going to be just a brief little intermission here before the next race. So, gosh, I'm almost thinking of ending the stream, then starting a next one, or just hanging out here. I guess for the VOD playback, I guess people can just all right, race fans, excuse me, can fast forward here through this brief little intermission. So that's just a little heads up on what's going on. In about 12 minutes, the session will open up, and then we're going to get these drivers all in their correct starting orders, and then we'll start the race from there. So I was going to just end this one and start another stream real quick, but I think I'm just going to continue to let this play so it's just all one stream together. Stick with us. Come back here in about 10 minutes, so at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. 10 minutes from now, we'll be back and ready for race action. Thanks, everybody. Normally say don't go anywhere, but you can go somewhere as long as you promise me you'll be right back. Sean Stam, live here, Stam Studio Network. I'm going to go grab just a quick drink, just a quick snack. I'll be right back with you. Thanks, everybody.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I feel like I'm afraid to say how I feel, to know I let you down. 'Cause late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart. You can have it back if it's only half of your heart. If it's only half of your heart.
Welcome and welcome back, everybody. Sean Stam Studio Network. New format, but we're making it happen. Appreciate everybody for kind of sticking out here with us and giving us a chance to try out something new. We have to do it all back behind the scenes because iRacing doesn't really allow for something like this to happen. So welcome in. We're all kind of learning together. Our final grid for Bathurst tonight is now set. If you just now missed that first 10 qualifying laps there, it's well, excuse me, it was 9 because I think Michael actually ran into some troubles there with hardware. So 9 drivers are now have set the top 9 positions, but we still have, about 20 to 25 driver grid. The grid, it goes a little bit something like this. Here are last season points across your screen as I start to bring up some names. Joshua Heggie, he's going to sit up P1. He's going to start P1. Samuel Cruz almost had it in qualifying. He'll start P2. Tim Reed, P3. Paul McCoo, Jeremy Jukic, Rene Garcia. Hey, how about Rene after winning AM champion last season? He'll start P6 with the big boys out up there, 3rd row on the track. How about Oliver Jansen? What a season it's been here for Oliver last season. Well, he's going to look at start strong here in Season 8 of this International Racers Pro-Am GT3 series. Oliver, keep your eye on that red GT3 machine. It's Tyler Reed of Operation Motorsports. He starts P8. John Jennings, he'll start P9. And then Michael Zugmont, unable to put a qualifying lap down, but fastest throughout the week. He'll, fastest driver in that top 10 to lock himself in throughout that qualifying session. Michael Zugmont will start P10. Joel Loudon, Nicholas Batista, or is it Batsia? I think I had it right the first time I started pronouncing the name, and then I kind of started to go back on myself there for him. Nick, unfortunately able to not put down a lap there in the top 10, but they'll start P12 with session times earlier on in the week. It'll be Jarrell Williams there. He'll start P13. Dylan Based, Matthew Sherwood, Travis Fleming, Daniel Poole, Jordan Butler. How about Dan Fendick, league owner? He'll start P19. Gareth Earl, Joshua Muir, and how about P22? It'll be Shane Wells. Talk about some nice racing. Some very nice personality, not only racecraft there. Shane Wells, funny guy back there behind the scenes, as well as he does a lot there for our International Racers Pro-Am community, racers community. We appreciate that, Shane. Keep it up, man, and man, best of luck here to you tonight. It'll be, let's see, we have a quick little about 10-minute warm-up here before the race. So, actually, take that back. Yeah, there is about 8 minutes left here within this little quick warm-up session. I'm going to make sure everything is set up here, ready to go for race time. Probably just going to let this here play out here, put it on exciting cams, and lots of these drivers here get ready for this 45-minute sprint from the season opener here at Mount Panorama. Stick with us here. Enjoy these sights and sounds from Mount Panorama before we get ready for the race. Thanks, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, sim racing fans of all ages, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you happen to be joining us from here. It's Sean Stam Studio Network, and after our much special events here where we've had top 10 qualifiers go at it here throughout the week, they have set our grid. Josh Heggie will start out up front. Samuel Cruz will start P2. It's Tim Reed. He starts P3. How about Paul McCoo? He'll start P4. Very, very fast, and keep your eye on that 040. Jeremy Dukic, Rene Garcia, Oliver Jansen, John Jennings, and Joel Loudon. That's our top 10, and we are just 5 lights, and they are on and out, and it's on the gas. Josh Heggie will lead us into turn 1. It's a 45-minute sprint out of Mount Panorama, Bathurst. It's orange flag into turn 1. Gotta be calm, you gotta be cool, you gotta be collected. It's side by side from second on back. Jeremy Jukic, Samuel Cruz, Tim Reed. Tim joins the battle as well. It's Season 8 International Racers Pro-Am Racing, live on Stam Studio Network. It's a 3-car breakaway for the race lead. Well, Josh Heggie has him by 2 seconds. It's a 3-car breakaway for second right now. Jeremy Jukic, he's going to slice it and dice it. He's going to find the inside line. Jeremy Jukic up to P2, gains 3 spots as the drop of the green flag. Careful here, ladies and gents. We're going up the hill for the first time. Cool tire temps, cool tire pressures. You got to be cool, got to be calm, got to be collected. That's looking like exactly what Samuel Cruz is doing now. Runs P3. Tim Reed 10 drops back to P4. Paul McCoo, Oliver Jansen's up there with him as well, running in 6th position. Rene Garcia, ESGI Motorsports, P7 at the start of this race. Josh Heggie dropped a gear and gonna disappear. Back down the hill we go, and then the whole field's gonna try to follow suit here. You remember, you gotta have to let that speed, let that speed really fall out of the car really early. You're gonna have to slow it down, bleed that speed, allow this gravity, allow the downforce of these GT3 machines go to work. Massive front spoilers, massive front splitters, huge diffuser on that rear end as well. Have so much grip to work with out here at Bathurst on this opening race lap. Josh Heggie is going to come up on Josh Heggie is going to make his way to complete lap 1 of the race. Got the race lead, or excuse me, he started the race in the pole position after what was a flyer of a lap there in our live qualifying session here right before the race. Josh Heggie now continues to stretch his legs, running with 2.1 second gap over P2, P3, P4, which continues to look like Jukic, Cruz, Reed, and Jansen. P6 also is in a nice gaggle and a nice quagmire here as well. If you start to look at the left side of your screen, you can see it's a lot of pro drivers up there, 1st through 5th. But right now in the 5th position, right up there in front of Paul McCoo. Remember how fast Paul was in there in our live qualifying session. Oliver Jansen, he had the pace as well. He's got the spot solidified right now over Paul McCoo. Didn't quite qualify in front of him, but he did have the faster race pace there on our starting lap of the race. Oliver Jansen now is in the race lead. Excuse me, I take that back. I don't know what I'm talking about. It is Paul McCoo who still continues to lead our race lead in the AM category. I was like, what am I talking? I know Oliver Jansen. He's got the speed for pro. Well, obviously so, because that's the class that he is in. Welcome in. If you're just now joining us, Sean Stam Studio Network. Ricardo Cano joined us live in YouTube land. So does Terry, so does Ted, as well as Majestic 7107 saying good luck. His son is Joshua Mir out there running in the number 40. How about Joshua Mir? He's had some nice speed in that AM category. Joshua Mir running in P13 right now overall. But if you do that for just the AM category, Joshua's in a really nice position right now, running 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, and the 7th position in the AM category. And what a start to this race, ladies and gentlemen. I think this has got to be the first start to a GT3 race, or even a race at Bathurst, where I have not had any replays to go over. There's been 0 incidents, there's been 0 spins since the drop of the green flag. Here you do see some nice door-to-door racing on that back straight that isn't so straight. It's actually going to be, how about, that's the yellow Shane Wells machine, that 99 Fendi Racing Ferrari. Shane Wells is now back up to where he at least started, 3 spots position from where he started the race. And then he's got some company. It's start knocking like it's on heaven's door. It's Gareth Earl who gets a little closer to that big old rear diffuser. Gareth, appreciate you coming out here. Join us for some more International Racers Pro-Am racing. Gareth is going to try. No, he's not going to look down the inside. Lives to fight another day in that Monster Energy Fendi Racing Ferrari running in P15 overall. Back up here to the race lead, or lack of it, it's Josh Heggie who continues to pull away from the pack. Jeremy Jukic, how about his race tonight, running in P2, and he continues to put down some nice lap times. If we actually look at his lap times compared to the driver running right there behind him, Tim Reed. It's Tim who's not quite able to catch this fast Jeremy Jukic, although they are both running in American-powered Chevrolet Corvettes. Say American powered, but I don't think there's enough discussion that goes on about the engineering, the suspension, the tire. It all goes to work. It's more than just American power that puts that number 28 Chevrolet Corvette up here running P2. It's also the man, the myth, the legend back there behind the wheel doing it. He's looking like a pilot down here tonight with those micro adjustments. He's keeping that number 28 on the racing line, exactly where he needs to be, and as well as nice exit there out of Falcon Corner. Doesn't quite close the gap there to race leader Josh Heggie, who has now put down a 2:02.91, a flyer of a lap as fuel continues to burn. Speaking of fuel, hey, you best believe it. We should see a pit stop here tonight at or around halfway. These drivers are going to need a bit more fuel in their tanks to make it throughout the end of the race. Nice pass there for Rene Garcia, getting around Paul McHugh, and that will be for AM category race lead. Rene Garcia, champion in the AM category. Let's see how he got it done. Side by side, up and through the kink on the back stretch. Holy guacatulies, I didn't think too wide was possible, but they make it look easy. Nice pass for Renee, back and around down the outside, 74 to P1. How about, let's check on old Joshua Mir again up here. He is in a gaggle right now. Meat of the sandwich, you could call it. He has Jordan Butler right there up in front of him in the number 95 Cars-inspired Ferrari GT3. Joshua Mir running in the one of only 2 BMWs, but he also has Shane Wells backing around, and Shane is going to try, matter of fact, I think Joshua kind of gave a point by there. He knows what he's trying to battle out here on track. He's still shown on the green throughout the race. Nice pace here so far, as well as nice racecraft for Joshua Mir. Kind of giving the point by there for Shane Wells up for that P13 spot. Jordan Butler, mentioned him, driver out of the UK. This is so cool for International Racers Pro-Am Series. As the name suggests, ladies and gentlemen, sim racing fans of all ages, we have drivers, we have fans all throughout the race, well, all throughout the world. I guess the world is racing around us. We're racing it up here tonight, looking at the rear end of Joshua Butler, and this is what he sees in his live driver camera. He's got that all over. He can see that, you best believe me, he can see this live in kind of back behind the scenes in the cockpit. Wonder if we have any, no live driver cameras here tonight, unfortunately. So that would have been a nice comparison to do it. We can at least compare and contrast just how much slipstream, how much draft these GT3 AM machines have along down this back straightaway. Shane Wells gives us a little bit of a blinky. Shane Wells is going to look down the inside. He is going to forfeit the draft in the slipstream. He's not going to quite use the side draft. They're going to get a little bit close here. No contact here just yet. Nice racing between these two drivers. It's good, it's clean, it's fun. Shane Wells tried to make it happen, didn't quite have it, so here comes Joshua Mir, tries to size him up down the inside, doesn't quite have that so either. Shane Wells continues to run in P13. Jordan Butler up there, up in front of him, running P12, and that's overall, mind you. Battles all over the racetrack. We'll jump up here once again up to P2, P3. Jeremy Jukic, Tim Reed, Tim. Hey, Samuel Cruz is starting to join this battle as well. Back up the mountain we go. It's every single lap. I'm trying to put this into some sort of, oh man, if you are behind the wheel here, you are most definitely sweating at this point. If you look at one of these walls wrong, it will come out and bite you. It's not quite Bathurst 1000 racing tonight. It's more sprint racing than endurance racing. Speaking of which, endurance racing, this is a nice endurance racing community. I believe I am going to hop into the Daytona 24 Hours, and Ricardo Cano, if you're still down there in YouTube land, that is not only a member down here of Stand Studio Network, pays a little monthly contribution just to, I mean, he gets a little bit of merch here and there, as well as, just great guy back there behind the scenes. Appreciate him for appreciating me. Ricardo Kenna, one of my teammates, is going to be racing, and that's LMP2 machine in about a week's time. I'll probably stream it if anybody wants to hop on and watch that one going on. Anyways, we'll get back here to the race at hand. It's Josh Hagee, who is now pulled away with a 3.2-second gap. We're on board here with Tim Reed. Tim, as he gets close. Is he going to make it down the inside? No, Tim, no. He falls back of it, lives to fight another day, and that's probably the smart move there. He's going to not only save Jeremy and Tim both time on the race leader, but it's also going to kind of allow them to start to crawl away at least a tiny little bit out of Sam Cruz's contention here. Let's visit the man from the land down under. It's John Jennings, I believe, with a home track race going up on board with him tonight. John, he's sitting right now in P9 overall, which is going to look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count them, sixth position in the AM category. Talk about meat of the sandwich. He might have to put some Vegemite on it here. John Jennings also meat of the sandwich, right in between Nick Matzia as well as, there, I'm trying to scorings. There it goes. Nick Matzia as well as Joel Loudon. John in the pro Vegemite of the sandwich here of the AM categories, who are running 8th and 10th overall, right there up in front and behind. And that's, of course, would be P3 and P4 in class. John runs separate of them. Going back to the AM category race lead, Rene Garcia, he is now kind of looking a little bit like Josh Hagee. He is pulling that gap away from Paul McHugh as well as Nick Betzia. Their battles for the AM category race win are starting to look a little bit in favor of Rene Garcia, although there is a long way to go, a long time to get there. These drivers are going to show us how what they say can't be done. Speaking of which, still really nice battles all down, out, and throughout the racetrack. Joel Loudon, hey, how about Matthew Sherwood? First time we mentioned his name tonight. He is also in a nice battle here, running in the number 8 Fendi Racing Evaz designed Chevrolet Corvette. Corvette, there's only 3 of them out here on track, and they're running 2nd, 3rd, and 11th overall. The most amount of cars we have on track is that Ferrari. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe there's 6 out here on track, running 1st, 7th, and then 13th through 16th overall. How about Gareth Earl, Shane Wills continuing to go at it here. Mike, we're 7 coming 8 laps down, 13 minutes down out of this 45-minute sprint race, and drivers still, separated by, what was that, less than a car length there. Gareth, is he going to try to find the inside line? No opts better of it, and that's what I'd like to see. We know, at least I know Gareth, he's cool, he's calm, he's collected back behind the race wheel. I think I've said that like 3 or 4 times tonight, but I really mean that here with Gareth. He's come pretty easy. He'll be back there behind the wheel showing some pace, but he'll pounce when he needs to pounce. He's not going to try and shove it where it doesn't belong. Sounded great, and I'll save it. It's back up here with this P2, P3, and P4 battle. Holy guacatoulies, it's Jeremy Jukic still leading, going back up the mountain we go. Tim Reed, Tim still runs P3 in that final driver interview spot. Samuel Cruz, though, he's starting to stalk and creep out the dungeon, starting to knock on that rear bumper. Is anybody home? I think Tim Reed is there. It's just a question of if he leaves the door open and invites Samuel Cruz in, or will Tim Reed continue to play the defense? Defense. This Crank It Up is for everybody down there live on YouTube land right now. Ricardo Cano, Terry Stam, Majestic, Fendi Racing Esports. You can go ahead, crank it up, enjoy the sights and sounds out here tonight out of Mount Panorama at Bathurst. We're at the world. They're living land down under. This puppy back down. Here's a real quick look. Jeremy Jukic just went all the way from P2 back to P4. Real quick replay here, as well as our first really oh no, that's our kind of first incident out here on the racetrack. Cameraman Billy Monroe couldn't quite get to it down there with the elevation out here. We'll try this camera shot this time by. Oh, there you see Jeremy. I don't think there was any contact there. He went out, down, around. He's at the dirty part of the racetrack. Look at all the grass, gravel, tire marbles all down throughout there. He actually, oh my gosh, what? I would call that a save. Nice save for Jeremy Jukic. Have you ever? Because that very well should have been, with all due respect, I think race ending right there. Nice evasive action there for Jeremy Jukic to keep this car out, down, and alive. Looking for the, okay, I think I just missed it there as the battle for P2 starts to heat up there between Tim Reed and Samuel Cruz. We saw a couple of replays of it here, and I have to go back up here to this battle back for P2 because it's starting to brew up here once again. Tim Reed up to finally P2. He gets it down there out and across Samuel Cruz after they both past Jeremy Jukic for the race lead. After that's a little bit of contact, well, not, excuse me, contact, but it's just battling there. It's a lot of fun, close battling, but hey, look at the gap there, all the way back to P1. Joshua Hagee has now a 7.12 second gap on these drivers. How about the Red Dog Racing Irishman tonight? Talk about on rails. He is on rails. That's number 16 Ferrari GT3. He's looking like a train. That thing's on so much rails. And although this is sprint racing, it's not endurance racing, so these drivers, they're going to have to put the pedal to the metal tonight. They also kind of have that endurance racing aspect of it, of the fact that you do have to try and save a little bit of fuel here and there, try and make that pit stop maybe just a little bit shorter than what your counterpart might do here. It's Pro versus AM Racing live on Stam Studio Network. First 5 drivers still shown in the Pro category. Rene Garcia still continues to lead AM in P6. P6 overall. And then right there behind him by about 1.6 seconds, Paul McCook showing P2 in the AM category. P3 in the AM belongs to Joel Loudon. P4, Joshua Muir. Nice move here today, as well as nice race for Joshua. He is just methodically making his way back up towards the front. Right now showing P4, P5 in that AM category. Shane Wells right there behind him. And then this is going to be a little bit on cue, although I do think it's a tiny little bit early. You can see at the bottom of your screen, Jeremy Jukic makes his way down into pit lane. First driver to try and, oh, there is a little bit of cosmetic damage on that right side. Wonder if, I actually don't hate this call here. Make the earlier pit stop. You can take that fast repair, which I do believe that these Fendi Racing IRPAS drivers have, as well as if the fuel window's open, Jeremy Jukic, he's going to get that car repaired to the T, as well as make that first pit stop and have enough fuel to go throughout the rest of the race. Jeremy, excuse me. I'm always kind of getting that a little wrong. Jeremy, he's going to pit exit there into number 28, fall back all the way to P13, but keep your eye on where that number 28 cycles back out tier 2, because, hey, it's easy math at this point, right? The rest of the field has to come in and pit. Back up here between P2, P3, it's Tim Reed and Samuel Cruz. Now that Jeremy Jukic, I would still call him a threat up here within this top 3 driver interview position, at least for the pro category. They now don't have to worry about Jeremy here for the time being. With about 25 minutes left to go in the race, they can start to do battle on their own with as much pace that Josh Hagee has tonight. I don't think there's any catching Josh with 3,400 road course I rating. Right now you're seeing 3,000 road course I rating go at it up against 2,700. Tim Reed has the advantage there, and it's visually here as well as on the broadcast. Tim has continued to try and pull away here just a little bit. Some more lap time history looking at the two. Lap 5, 6, 7 slower for Samuel Cruz. Lap 8 just barely faster. That's shown in the green. And look at lap 10. Now that Samuel Cruz is now stalked and creeped, got within striking distance, he's definitely within slipstream and draft distance, is that number 25 Aston Martin. I didn't see this coming, ladies and gents. I'll be honest. I mean, well, okay. That sounded really bad. Samuel Cruz, I saw this coming with as much speed and pace as he's had in prior season from IRPAS, but I did not see this coming with the Aston Martin that he is in, especially GT3 racing here from the iRacing community. We haven't seen this Aston Martin. I mean, we've seen it have some pace, but as far as the BOP goes, the balance of power compared to other GT3s in the sim right now, man, Samuel Cruz, you got to give him credit. He's keeping his foot down. It's some nice pace here tonight in that number 25. We'll see if he's continued to able to keep it up and possibly, I don't want to speak too soon, but possibly even have that P2 position. It's P2, our closest battle out here on track tonight, separated by just 0.4 of a second. For those of you just now joining in, Sean Stam Studio Network on this GT3 fun night that we've got cooking up here. It's at the International Racers Pro-Am Series, powered by not only all of you down there in YouTube land, but as well as those sponsors and affiliates up there in the top right. We're talking Slipstream Performance, built to win. Real life mechanic going to work on those Mazda MX-5s up there at Apex Motor Club in Arizona. One of the most prestigious, if not the prestigious, racing facility up there out of Arizona. Also, DL Designs. If you're looking for any iRacing paint schemes, you can hit up Daniel Selway over here on Discord. Some of the best paints that I've seen put together here, and man, his screenshots as well will blow you away. Also, this Fendi Racing team, as well as the International Racers Pro-Am Series, each and one of these drivers that have come out here tonight to put on a show for the race fans, they've continued to do just that. It's Pro versus AM category battles that we continue to watch. Right now led by Josh Hagee, Tim Reed, Samuel Cruz, Oliver Jansen. That's the top 4. Rene Garcia showing P5 in the AM category race lead. Paul McCook still showing P2 in AM category. Joel Loudon showing P3 right there behind John Jennings showing P7 in the overall race. Also, Race to Stop Suicide. Make sure to check on those friends and family members out there down and around you. And not just a hey, how's it going, but you know, a nice conversation, more than just 1 to 2 words long. Would it be nice there? That's gonna do it up there for the top sponsors and affiliates. I think we've got to check in YouTube land. Terry's still hanging out here with us. Ricardo saying he's happy to be on the SSN team for the 24 hours. Thank you, Sean. Hola, Ricardo, and buenos dias down there out of Buenos Aires in Argentina. Let's talk about some International Racers Pro-Am Series. We have a lot of it here tonight. Drivers shown all over the world, all the way from Ireland to all the way from Scotland. Here we got Samuel, well, okay, that's Irishman leading the Scotsman. I still got that wrong. P1, P2, and then P3 is Samuel Cruz, the American, the Stig, if you will, running P3 down the Isn't So Straight. Oliver Jansen as well. Oh, God, I'm going to have to get my flags right there. I don't want to say the wrong one, but you see it in the bottom left. I got the flag in my mind, but if I say the wrong one here on the stream, I'm going to just lose all credibility there. We'll say Oliver Jansen, nice run up here to P4, continues to be so as well. Rene Garcia continues to lead that AM category, and here we're going to see our race leader down into pit lane. This is going to what's pretty much open up the gap. This is what's going to open up the strategy for, I think, the rest of the field. Josh Hagee, though, he did have such a gap of the race lead, probably taken into account just a little bit of fuel saving there. So it's going to be Tim Reed, Samuel Cruz that are now going to start to duke it out for the race lead on this season opener International Racers Pro-Am Series live on Stam Studio Network. Pro battles going to work, putting it all out on the money here tonight. Now this is an interesting camera shot here as we hop on board live with Samuel Cruz, as well as if we hit that Stam Studio Network drone camera shot up here, back up and through the mountain. You could kind of compare and contrast these racing lines. It looks like Tim Reed is able to get that Chevrolet Corvette set up and really locked into the corners. He's able to set up that earlier corner, earlier corner, as well as more corner speed to work with there in that 155. He continues. Whoa, Tim Reed almost loses it. There goes Samuel Cruz. Tim Reed, Tim gets the Sean and Tater curse, somehow saves it after both right side tires going on and off the racetrack. Tim Reed gets his pilot's license from Bathurst here tonight. This is a battle for the race lead for the time being, but remember what should cycle itself back into P2 and P3. Look at what could have all gone wrong for Tim Reed right here, right now. Right side tires up off the asphalt. You need 4 tires, 4 of these Michelin GT3 tires for max grip here around up and down the mountain. Tim Reed, what a magnificent save there on the driver of the 155. Well, let's hop on board with here. One last look at it here so we get driver off of the forklift up here. All right, here we go. Watch the hands go to work for Tim Reed right here. Oh, he knew he was screwed. He tried to catch it, and if he didn't make that first sort of micro adjustment on the steering wheel, that could have ended all wrong. Back up to the battle for the race lead for the time being. There's only 20 minutes down, 27 minutes down, 20 minutes to go just about. Samuel Cruz, Tim Reed, Oliver Jansen still going at it. 1, 2, 3, cycles out. Still need to cycle here out to this second half of the race as well. Well, what happened to Tim on that entrance to the corner? He's still losing time. What just happened to Tim? Okay, I never want to do this, but this is just going to help us out so much here in the replay on finding the spot. Let's go on board here with Tim. Oh, just way too deep into the corner. You saw how close he got to Samuel Cruz's rear bumper and rear diffuser there. I think that maybe distracted Mr. Tim Reed here just a little bit, and just enough for him to fall all the way back here to about a whole second back behind the pack. Oliver Jansen continues to run P3. Then there's Rene Garcia. He's running P4 overall, P1 in the race lead of AM category. Paul McCoy, he's P2 in AM category. How about John Jennings, the man from the Land Down Under, has the pace from the Land Down Under tonight as well, running 6th overall. That's going to be in the 4th position. right outside of that final driver interview spot. Joel Loudon, Josh Heggie, our race leader, who's fallen back to P8. With as much pace that Josh Heggie has, we should see him all the way back up in P1 here in just about the next lap to 2 to 3 laps time. Shane Wells, Jordan Butler. I don't think we've mentioned Jordan's name too much here tonight. He's starting to move his way back up towards the front. And it looks like these Ferraris, remember Jordan was running in that Lightning McQueen paint scheme there. He's got the big old smile in the eyes up there in the windscreen as well. Jordan Butler, he was running up there, or he started P13, now runs P10, so a really nice race for him tonight. Jeremy Jukic right there behind him, Dan Fendick, Joshua Meir, Nick Batsia, Danny Poole, as well as Gareth Earl and Matthew Sherwood rounding out the top 17. We got the race leaders down here in the pit lane, ladies and gents. You don't see any invisible air jack that's lifting these cars up, so it's no tire pit stops here. It's full fuel going up into these GT3 fuel tanks, and that's what you kind of come to expect here from these pro drivers. They're not going to make an easy mistake here on pit lane, and that's actually going to be the cycle out right there, right now. Josh Heggie, he has a 4.4 second gap, so he did compromise a little bit. He did give up a little bit coming on and off the pit lane there, did Josh Heggie for the race lead. His once 7 seconds dropped all the way back down and cut down to 4.5. Samuel Cruz, Tim Reed did start to look a little door-to-door going back there into turn 2 and 3. Back up the mountain they go. They'll single file it back down, and that's the right move here. If you're trying to catch this checkered flag here in first position, just live to fight another day, continue to run that speed, continue to run that pace. You would only lose pace running side by side. .8 second gap continues to grow out there out up front, but this P2, P3 gap continues to shrink. Last lap strategy here, as well as, well, it's not updated here just yet with 15, but take a look at laps 10 through 14, even still comparing Samuel Cruz between Tim Reed. This is a very, very fast Aston Martin GT3 machine out here tonight. Samuel Cruz has gotten P2 back down around of Tim Reed. Samuel Cruz, the American, he's the sting up to P2. The Irishman continues to lead out here out up front, and I don't think there's any catching him either. Another really nice battle. Our second to closest battle out here on the track. Well, actually, it's our closest battle out here right now. It's once again, it's between the two AM drivers, Gareth Earl and Jordan Butler. Gareth is back behind the wheel, ripping it around Mount Panorama. Careful on that corner exit. Whoa, Gareth Earl washes up on the outside wall. He makes contact with the outside wall. Oh man, the Monster Energy crew is gonna have a word with Gareth after this race. He rips the vinyl wrapping, the sponsors off of the right side, but at least for Gareth, he keeps his foot in it, and he's actually still close enough to possibly maybe make this pass happen before the end of the race for P14. There's about 14 to 15 minutes left in the race, and with lap times ranging at about 2 minutes a lap, with some quick math there back behind the scenes, that's about 7 minutes left to go. Gareth Earl, he still has the time, he still has the pace, as well as, hey, here comes the favorite line, put it on t-shirt. I think we're gonna see Gareth Earl do what they say can't be done, and that's at least past Jordan Butler up here for P14. That's my buddy right there. Gareth Earl and I go way, way back. Gareth has been here within out and around Fendi Racing, as well as the International Racers Pro-Am Series here for a couple seasons, well, more than a couple. Gareth, he's going to find his way down there into pit lane. He's going to put on the pit speed limiter now, I believe, is when the pit speed starts. Nice pit stop there. One of our last drivers to find themselves down into pit lane. We'll have to see how that changes things coming towards the white and checkered flag. Nice, very quick pit stop. If you compare Gareth Earl's pit stop right there to, say, our race leaders, his pit stop was what, count it? Yeah, 3.47. I have the exact number right here. 3.47 pit stop for Gareth Earl. For our race leaders, it was a 16-second pit stop for Josh Heggie. It was a 15-second pit stop for Samuel Cruz. So that's where you start to see this strategy really have a nice effect in what comes into play here. And if you think I'm lying here, well, there's a quick look at the bottom right of your screen, at least between the top 8 drivers on their pit stop time. The time spent down there taking their service. 16.3 seconds down there spent on pit lane for Joshua Hagee, although I still don't think there's any catching him. There's also Samuel Cruz, who spent 14.8, and then Tim Reed, although 0.2 of a second faster than Samuel Cruz, still not really able to find that little bit of a run to maybe close that gap up there for between P2, P3. Final driver interview spot right now in the pro category belongs to Tim Reed. Tim, then it's Oliver Jansen, runs P4, trying to get to that final driver interview spot. It's Rene Garcia, runs P5 overall, race lead in AM category. Jeremy Dukic, P6 overall. That is P5 in pro category. John Jennings is now P7, P6 pro. And then there's Paul McCoy, then there's Joel Latimer, top 3 in the AM. No pun intended there. I am going to try and maybe color code or something to help us out there with the Pro-Am categories. I use SDK Gaming, and anybody who's a little bit more familiar with coding down there back behind the scenes, I would appreciate if you maybe send me a Discord or maybe even an email if you don't have me on Discord, stam.studionetwork@gmail.com, and we can maybe try and find a little bit better way on how to separate both of these pro and AM drivers on the live timing and scorings other than just parenthesis pro and parenthesis am. It's okay, we're all having to do a little bit of math here behind the scenes, and with just 10 minutes to go, it's been a nice race for Rene Garcia. He is our AM champ. He continues to rip it around here around Mount Panorama, Bathurst in that ESGA Motorsports machine. Watch out there, cameraman. Once again, cameraman almost loses his teeth out there in our most important corner of the race. One, Josh, 2 is saying, come on, Henry, Tim, focus up, bud. Driving like he's got some garlic sauce on his steering wheel. Josh, we appreciate the last. Ricardo coming in saying, hey, today is round 1. Oh, that's right, it is. Ricardo, thank you. Appreciate the quick reminder there. Later today, if you're looking for a little bit of NAS truck racing action, instead of some GT3 on some road course racing, make sure you hit up us. You subscribe to us first of all, and you hit that like button, and then you can join us on over here down tonight. It's obviously not mandatory, but appreciate it if you did. Tonight is the season opener for the STAM Studio Network. You heard that right, the STAM Studio Network Truck Series out here on iRacing. I'm sponsoring the league. I'm broadcasting as well myself, as well as I think registrations are still open. We're live out here tonight from Daytona. Make sure you at least check on board here with the broadcast then and watch some fun racing. I imagine some fun juice will be flowing there for some super speedway racing. That'll be a little SSN after dark, if you will. Still up here, Nick Batzia as well as Shane Wells. There's Jordan Butler running 11th, 12th, 13th overall. Nick Batzia and Shane Wells right now are closest battle on the track with only about 8 to 9 minutes left to go in the race. That's probably about 6 to 7 laps. There you go, kids. It's still closest battle on track that we see. Nick Batzia trying to play that defensive line here. Up and through the hill we go. Where we stop, nobody knows, but Shane Wells just might. Shane is going to close that gap. He gets it within 3. We'll call it 2.5 tenths. Going back up the mountain. Nice look at those lines. Once again, Shane Wells opting for a little bit earlier corner entrance. You see that on both corners there. I wouldn't doubt that that's maybe even all corners on the racetrack tonight. Shane, he's now going to try and drop 1, count him 2, count him 3, count him 4, count him gears, and then close that gap to Nick Batzia. Still 3/10 of a second separating these two. Back and around, heading to Falcon Corner, the most important corner on the track here tonight. Joshua Mir right up in front of them in P10 overall. What a night it's been for that BMW M4 GT3 machine. He's up, count 'em, 6 positions since the drop of the green flag. Very, very well done here tonight for Joshua Mir. If he's just able to keep it right back up and moving and grooving, keep it up towards the front there, Joshua. You better run, you better hide, though, as Nick Batzia and Shane Wells continue to go nose to tail. Let us know down there in YouTube land if I mean, it's 38 minutes down, so it better sound okay. But if the sound is A-okay, or if cars maybe a little bit too loud or a little too quiet. I think I made it quiet them down there just a little bit too much there. But producing, directing, commentating, there's a lot that goes back here behind the scenes tonight. I wouldn't call it as much as trying to keep a GT3 out here on track, but just making sure everything is A-okay down there for the viewing pleasure of our fans. Once again, all the drivers out here tonight that are putting on a race show for that could not be beat here at this International Racing Pro-Am Series for this GT3 season opener. What a race it's been, and what a race it's been for Josh Heggie as well. Continues to, I mean, that was lap 1 of the race. We're just now looking at it. You got to fault me on this one. It's been the whole race, and we're just now looking at a start at a race replay on the drop of the green flag. But the reason why we didn't take a look really earlier though is because it was really Josh Heggie shot out of a cannon, orange flag zone up here in turns 1 and 2, and then after that, I mean, it was really calm and nicely well done between all these IRPAS drivers. You see Oliver Jansen, who's running P4 right now. He's sitting P5 right now in the race replay right here. Just a nice start to the race, and look at how much speed, look at how much racecraft that all of these drivers carry in. That's two of the most characteristic things here at this. Well, not most characteristic, but you know what I'm saying. It's hard to beat some International Racer Pro-Am Series racing out here live, as well as much racecraft and speed that they do have. Speaking of speed, it's Joshua Heggie. There is no beating this number 16 here tonight, the Irishman at a red dog. Is it motorsports or racing? Whichever one it might be. He's got those the very special yellow and blue colors up there, up on that front splitter as well. That's pretty special. Oh, as well as on the spoiler. That's special bound that there behind the scenes, as well as, you know, Josh Heggie, it shows you, it goes to show that he's a good man, as well as a fast man as well, ripping it around Bathurst. Count them, 5 seconds back here, separating P1, P2, and as well as it's 5 seconds separating P2 and P3 after Tim Reed. I think he must have that garlic sauce or garlic butter, something on the steering wheel, something on the drivetrain. Something slipped in there for Tim Reed. In all seriousness, though, just trying to close that gap up there to Samuel. I think maybe pushed a little bit too harder earlier on in the race, pushed those Michelin GT3 tires up there maybe just a little bit too hard, and now he's begging for mercy in these last 4 minutes left to go in the race. Oliver Jansen continues to run P4, tries to close that gap to Tim Reed. Tim for that final driver interview position in the pro category. Rene Garcia, Jeremy Jukic, John Jennings. Man, Rene Garcia, Dan, if you're watching, if you're going to watch this race replay back, I really did think that we would see Rene Garcia kind of promoted up there into the pro category after winning the AM category championship in a little bit of a fashion. This is, with all due respect, this is not going to say, hey, throw Rene Garcia up here into pro category right here, right now. But we have seen his speed. We have seen his pace. That has been kind of something I've said a couple times here tonight, but especially as far as this AM category driver goes, he's a champion. He knows how to get it done. We've seen he knows how to get it done. And right now, continues to run in P5, leading AM category. If that was the pro category, would be sitting P5 right now. Probably about 2 to 3 laps to go left in the race. Rene Garcia, nice pace. He's going to try and drop a gear and disappear here, heading back down into turn 1. Jeremy Jukic, driver of the number 28, running in 6th position, really shown P5 in class. He's got some company starting to join him right there behind him. John Jennings, it's his home track. John is starting to come to life here in the second half of this race, ladies and gents. He's got that speed, he's got the tire temps, he's got the tire pressures right where he wants them. Let's do something special. It was John Jennings who we held on board a whole lap here through the intermission cycles. Let's hang on board a whole lap now as he is closing that gap to Jeremy Jukic. Oh, gotta look down around the outside, scrapes the outside wall, flirts with the outside wall like he used to know her. John Jennings, he gets his foot right back on the gas, hanging on board with this driver all throughout this whole lap of Mount Panorama, coming to what should be 2 to 3 laps to go in the race. John Jennings, with that little bit of a scrape to the wall, with that little bit of flirt going on there, he loses a 10th or a 2 or a 3. He's gonna have to try and fight it all back. He's gonna try and fight his hardest to try and get it all back. We're going back down the hill. It's so easy to overcorrect and oversteer the GT3 machine back here to the bottom section of the mountain. John Jennings closes the gap even even closer. There you go, to Jeremy Jukic. And what has now happened out up front with the last 2 minutes, well, with the last flag, this is the white flag of the race. Josh Hagee has now fallen back to 1 second gap, separating him and Samuel Cruz. What was 5 to 6 seconds coming to 2 laps to go. It all falls down. It all comes down to this. Joshua Hagee, does he have what it takes to try and hold off one of the fastest drivers on the racetrack tonight? Samuel Cruz with the fastest lap of the race, with the most consistent pace that we've seen as well. It's going to come all down to this last lap to go. We're going to go up the mountain and back down it as well throughout that Falcon corner. That's going to be the be-all, tell-all. That's going to be what separates Josh Hagee and Samuel Cruz between the pro category season opener race win. Josh has now opened up that gap to about 1.2 seconds. It was 1.1 the last time we checked, so a 10th gains there. It's going to take a little bit more than 10th gains if Samuel Cruz wants to try and win the season opener here tonight. Continues to run P2. We'll make our way down and through the mountain section we go. Samuel Cruz closes the gap. He gets within 3 to 4 tenths of a second. Count them, 2 whole corners. Samuel Cruz, he is now within striking distance. He is within slipstream and draft capabilities. 3 tenths of a second, separating the pro category race win. Coming through the checkered flag tonight, there's the isn't so straight, and then there's 3 turns to work with. Josh Hagee, he's going to have to play some defense. Samuel Cruz is going to be the offensive line here. We'll make our way through the kink for the final time tonight, and then go up the hill, and, well, up the mini hill, bend back down it for the final time. Josh Hagee, he's opened back up the gap to about 3 tenths of a second. Here comes Samuel Cruz within the same camera shot, within striking distance. It'll be between Josh Hagee and Samuel Cruz on the final lap of the race of the Season 8 IRPAS season opener. Give it to the Irishman. It'll be Josh Hagee who gets it done out of Bathurst Mount Panorama. Samuel Cruz, he brings it home P2. What a race with that Aston Martin GT3 machine. Tim Reed, Oliver Jansen, Rene Garcia, they'll bring it home P4, and Rene Garcia will bring home this AM category race win. Congratulations to Rene Garcia there in the 74. It's a nice 2 tenths of a second battle here between Jeremy Jukic. Oh, here comes John Jennings down to the inside. John Jennings' door corner clear. Jeremy Jukic spins coming to the line. Paul McHugh, he'll finish out P8 in the overall race standings. That'll be P3. We should chat with Paul here in the live AM category driver interview booth. No. Jeremy Jukic loses some more there. Joel Loudon across the line, P9. Shane Wells, P10. Jordan Butler, P12. Nick Batzia, and then Jordan Butler, P12. Dan Fendick, Gareth Earl, Matthew Sherwood, Joshua Muir, Danny Pull, rounding out the top 17. Stick with us here live on Sam Studio Network, ladies and gents. We're going to chat with these top 3 in both pro and category, as well as bring you some unofficial, official race results. Congratulations, Josh Hagee here tonight, the Irishman who gets it done in our IRPAS Season 8 season opener. Oh, I feel you there, Josh, down there in live in YouTube land. And before we actually get to some unofficial, official race results, as well as live driver interviews, here's a look here at that last lap, the last corner there for Jeremy Jukic. You got a feel there for him. Unfortunately, there falls all the way there to P7 overall. Here's a quick race replay at how this happened. 2 International Racers Pro-Am Series. Eve has his eyes. Fendi Racing drivers going at it here. Jeremy Jukic, he has the inside line. Washes up there. Contact there on corner exit. That was John Jennings down the inside line. There's Jeremy on the outside. tires off of the racetrack, trying to get that throttle pedal down, and that's what ends up spinning Jeremy Jukic. There's a slight bit of contact. I don't think that really warranted the spin there. I think the spin actually came from Jeremy Jukic trying to get the throttle pedal down there out of corner exit. And here's one more look at it at actual race pace. Oh man, slight wash up the track there. Jeremy Jukic is, I said he lost a couple of spots there. I take that back. He still does finish P7, slides across the line. That's going to do us for us here tonight. As far as racing goes, here comes the race results as well as top 3 driver interview booth of both categories, both Pro and Am. It'll be Josh Hagee, Samuel Cruz. Nice win up there. Only a half of a second separate the two at the line. Tim Reed finishes P3. Oliver Jansen, Rene Garcia, he captures our first AM category race win of the season. John Jennings, P6, that will be P5 in AM. Jeremy Jukic, P7, that's P6, and that was Pro. Paul McCoo, there you go, that's P2 in AM category. Joel Loudon, P3, I believe that is there. And then Shane Wills, that's 10th overall. Nick Betsia, who there as well, that'll be Jordan Butler, Dan Fendick, Gareth Earl, Matthew Sherwood, Joshua Muir, as well as Danny Poole, rounding out the top 17. All right, as I magically teleport my way over down there live and into Victory Lane, just once again like to thank all the drivers here for putting on a season opening show here live on Stam Studio Network, as well as everybody down there back behind the scenes, Shane Wells, Joel, as well as John Jennings, everybody down there in the IRPAS racing community. I have now found the driver interview booth. Oh, sorry. I'm going to chat up here with, I just totally barged in on them there as they were probably talking about the race. I'm going to chat up here with Josh Hagee first. We'll go in order here tonight. Josh, you got yourself a copy, man. This is Sean Stam up here in driver interviews.
Hey, Sean.
Well, Josh, congratulations to you, man. You win the season opener. You get it done in spectacular fashion. Hey, even with that pit stop there about halfway through the race, still nice gap up out there through them. What happened, though, coming to at the last couple laps of the race? That gap cut all back down to less than half a second.
Well, even if you come away with the win, you still learn something. I put in a little, usually my throttle overlap with my brake is pretty good, so my fuel numbers are pretty accurate, but I haven't been looking at them. So I put in a little extra fuel, so I probably went a little extra long on the pit stop. It was probably a little longer than everybody else's. So I lost a little time there and still had a pretty comfortable gap, and a guy behind me, I think, I forget what car, it was Sam, I forget what his car is. But he got fastest lap, and I said, hell no. So this next lap, I set up trying to do a fastest lap and just about binned it, going down and right before Conrad. And I was just one mistake away from giving it up there, and that's pretty much it. I was trying to hold it together. Didn't know if my car felt okay, but sometimes if it just feels a little different, it's enough to throw you off and make more mistakes. It was hard because he was right in my mirror.
Man, Josh, he was there. Congratulations, though, to you. Congratulations on the race win. You did what had to be done here tonight. That Red Dog number 16 Ferrari has had some speed here tonight as well, but also that we've seen out here throughout the seasons before. What was going through your mind with kind of this new sort of format that we were working with, kind of top 10 drivers throughout the week that have made their way into the qualifying session, and then I believe you've actually finished up on the pole from that as well.
It's awesome. Dan and John and Jeremy, really a whole group get together because we had to have everybody in to do the shootout and the voice chat to call them off, so you can't just like grid and go. But yeah, awesome for them for trying something new. It's the game doesn't really support that format very well, so I've yet to see I think they said that you guys broadcast the shootout, so I'm curious to see that a little bit later when I have my beer.
Hey, Josh, you know how to get it done both on and off the track there. That's perfect. I can't wait for you to watch it either. I was a little nervous going into it, but still a lot of fun to cover. Real quick, last question we have here for Josh here tonight. Who are you shouting out to? Who would you kind of like to dedicate this season opening race win to?
Everybody for showing up here to race. Stam Studio Network, Fendi Racing, and Dan and John and Jeremy and the guys that put you know, they're busy and have other stuff to do, so they don't have to do this for us. I'm always grateful for that. One thing I always forget, trading paints. I'd still play the game without trading paints, but it's pretty cool with it. And I use a free software called Krita I've been using for a while, and I haven't given them a shout out. I've not done a donation yet. So there's that. Got some other leagues I'm doing. I'm doing a special stage, and I think American Sim Racing League has a recruitment race tomorrow. Those guys are looking for drivers if you're like entry level, wanting to try something starting out. But league racing is great. It has ups and downs and whatever. I have a game Mom, a shout out for a while. Mom and Craig and Willis. Any coaches in your life? Coaches are extremely important. Shout out to my Uncle Vinny. He was a hurling player and coach, and I'm running his team and shield crest on my car today. And I don't know him, never met him, but I could imagine that he's probably good at doing difficult things. There's a reason they call him the premier man, huh, Vinny? That's about it, man.
Man, I wouldn't want to steal his nickname, but I'd say that you're right up there with him there, Josh. You're a man of doing difficult things. You get it done here tonight from Mount Panorama, Bathurst. I'm losing my voice. I got so excited up here. Appreciate it, Josh, and have a great rest of your night here, man. All right, P2, let's hear it for him down there in YouTube land. It's the one, it's the only. Hey, how about it? Samuel Cruz, you got yourself a copy, man.
I copy, Sean.
Well, Samuel, bridesmaid position tonight, right up here where you started the race. How was it here tonight from Bathurst in this GT3? Hey, might I add, the one of only, the only Aston Martin GT3 machine out here tonight.
Well, this time it was not on purpose to pick one that was not represented. But, yep, I really need to figure out how to do these standing starts, man. Because I just saw Joshua take off, and then Jeremy just shoot in front of us, and then Tim got in front of me. That was a mistake, though. But yeah, it was a great battle between me, Tim, and Jeremy for a while there. And then, just like you said at the end, me and Joshua, I saw him make that mistake and that gap closed. I was pushing hard to try and catch him. Overcooked the tires a bit. Went into that final lap, that gave him enough space to breathe, but still happy with the result.
Man, Samuel, you're probably an even flow just hanging out there coming towards the last closing laps. What was going through your mind as you did see Josh make that mistake, and probably on your relative box saw that, hey, that gap is now within a second?
Yep, I was like, oh my gosh, okay. Because, I mean, me and him have been going at it this week with the times, going back and forth with who was quicker, so I knew our pace was pretty the same, so I didn't expect to close the gap, even though I did get the fastest lap on him this time. When he made that mistake, I was like, all right, maybe he's carrying damage, just full send, and it bit me slightly in the butt on that ending lap, but it did get me within 1 second of him.
Hey, I totally understand it, Samuel. You got to do what you got to do. Congratulations on your P2 tonight. Who we shouting out to makes this International Racing Pro-Am Series all possible for you, man?
This week, we're going to shout out everybody behind the scenes. So you on the broadcast, John, and then big shout outs to Dan, John, and Jeremy, because I know it's a lot to, coordinate 20 odd people and put together this new format, and it went off pretty smoothly in my opinion. They did great, so I appreciate them all.
Well said there, Samuel, and that goes a long ways back there behind the scenes. Congrats on your P2 here tonight, man, and we'll let you get into popping the virtual champagne and hopefully chat with you in next driver interview in about a week's time.
Plan on it, Sean.
That'll be Samuel Cruz who finished it out here, P2. What a race it was for him, and man, well-deserved finishing position there. Same could be said about the one, the only. It's the Tim Reed. Tim, you got yourself a copy, man.
How are you doing?
Tim, I'd be lying if I said I'm doing, well, I don't know. I'm doing great up here back behind the booth. What a race it was. What a different little kind of format it was as well. You start your P3 tonight. You also finished P3, but that doesn't go without saying. It was well fought here for you. Tim, what was going through your mind throughout this throughout the race tonight?
Oh man, what a race. I've got a habit of blowing my first race of the season. Like every season, it's always finished last or toe or serious damage, and the race has ended DNF. So my tactic today was just quali well and just hang in there, keep it out of the wall, which I didn't manage to do. We were having a good fight with Jeremy at the start, and then Sam behind, and then Sam made a little mistake, and I managed to get up the inside. And I thought, all right, okay, we're on, but he did not want that didn't want me to run away with it. So he was pushing, and then I made one mistake, and he just pounced on it. It was great. What a great race. I had major damage at the end, so after the pit stop, so it was just like, just get the thing home. I was really struggling with it. I couldn't trail brake. I had to get on my braking done in a straight line, and then just coast it through the corners. So yeah, it was what a cracking race. Really fun. Had everything.
Man, completely kind of opposite of what you're doing here from GT3 Racing, but you still managed to bring it home P3. First of all, congratulations to you to that, as well as, probably said it one too many times at this point, but as well as on your last season as well. Tim, this is a nice race start to the season. Where's your kind of mind at for going into the next race, which slips in my mind right now?
I'm just trying to get grips with this car. New car for me. Stepping out my comfort zone a little, get out that murk that I've been in for so long. Not many people have seen me in anything other than the murk. So yeah, just trying to hang on to this car and learn its ins and outs and see how we get on. And just keep pushing.
Well said there, Tim. Hey, new paint scheme is looking pretty fresh there for you as well. Welcome on over here to Fendi and IRPAS Racing there. I know you're coming from Clark St. James, but we appreciate it, Tim. We know that you know that you're fast, and I can't wait to see you here within these next couple of races time. Congratulations on your P3 here tonight in the pro category, and best of luck here going forward, man.
Yeah, cheers, fella. Thanks.
That being said, this could always be wrong, so let me know, but I believe it is going to be Rene Garcia. Another race win, but this time it's a season opening race win in the AM category. How about you, Rene? You got yourself a coffee, man.
Yeah. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing great up here. More importantly, how are you doing here tonight, Rene? What a race it was. Congratulations on that AM category race win.
Yeah, man, that was fun. Good race. Worked out and played out well. I just hit my marks, tried to stay focused and patient, and that's it. Paul was fast. He hit the wall in front of me one time. I was able to get by him. I'm sure he took some damage from there, but regardless, he was still fast. He actually closed me back down to like second or under. But yeah, overall, very, very good race. Very fun. Mountain is always a challenging track, and I like challenges, so that was a lot of fun.
That's a great segue, because hey, I don't think it goes without saying here, Rene. You're from Long Beach, at least that's what's saying here, SDK. How would you compare kind of this track between the Long Beach street circuit? I think there's a lot of tight corners. Got those walls will sneak up on you as well.
Yeah, I do love the Long Beach street circuit. It's one of my favorite tracks. I say that's why I probably like this track a lot too. It's very technical, and it's not and it's if you hit a wall, that's it. It's over. You have to hit your marks. You can't like, okay, I'll just go push a little hard and push out to the grass or something. Right here, you're hitting that wall, and that's what I like about Long Beach, because it really tests your patience and your skill. And it's a lot of fun, to be honest, when you can put that to display and make it happen.
Well said there, Rene. It was a lot of fun to watch, and you did that here just for us tonight. Congratulations on your AM category race win. The only, I think I've said this one again too, the only Acura NSX here on track tonight. Rene, who are you dedicating this race win to, or the AM category race win?
Definitely my wife and kids, like always, letting me sit here. You guys, appreciate what you guys do, broadcast, the whole team, behind the scenes. The shootout was awesome. Looking forward to watching that later. I'm sure it was fun to call that from the booth. Yeah, and Eminent Science and Graphics. You guys need illuminated signage, just hit us up. We got you guys.
Appreciate you, Renee, and as well as you mentioned your wife and kids watching there. I haven't announced this yet or posted the graphic just yet or the poster, but anybody, this is a Better Half Dash. I'm actually hosting the day before Valentine's Day. It'll be any wives, mothers, girlfriends, whatever you want, open to racing with other wives, girlfriends, and mothers there. That'll be a lot of fun. And Renee, it would mean a lot to me if you got the missus down here back behind the wheel for many stalks at Charlotte down there a day before Valentine's Day.
No promises, but keep you updated, Sean.
Yeah, that's kind of what everybody says. Renee, thank you so much here. We're going to throw it down here to P2 in the AM category. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it.
Hey, Paul, I think you know who it is up here in the booth, but you got yourself a copy, man.
How you doing, Sean, man? How you doing? Yeah.
Man,
I was
Paul,
kind of lucky to get that, yeah.
nice run for you tonight, dude. You had the speed, you had the pace. I mean, P2 in the AM category. What was going through your mind trying to tackle this, elevation hungry Mount Panorama tonight?
I like this track. It's so flowy. You get it right, and it just flows all the way, and it's just amazing. But of course, you only take one little bit of wrong move, and that's it. You're bouncing off walls all the way back down the mountain.
Man, we saw it once, twice, thrice tonight, but didn't quite see it from you here, Paul. Nice qualifying effort as well before the race. You'll see that's something new that we broadcast here. But that top 10 shootout, man, nice job for you. You put down a flyer of a lap. If you can even remember what was going through your mind during that qualifying effort.
I thought it was the usual 3-lap qualifier, so I was just still warming up my laps, and then
No way.
I asked, "Is this my last lap?" Yeah, it's your last lap. I was like, "Oh no." So I don't think I could have gone any quicker on my third lap though, but yeah, that was awesome. I enjoyed that.
Oh my gosh, Paul, that's crazy. Congratulations here to you. I think it's the first time we chatted with you in the top 3 driver interviews of both classes. Paul, who were you shouting out tonight? Who would you kind of thank that makes this all possible for you?
Oh, I'm going to thank all at Fendi, Dan, all the admin. They've worked really hard to do this, and it's an absolutely amazing league. It really is. I'm happy to be here and to race with them, and of course all my racers that I race with. Thank you very much. It's been awesome.
Hey,
one more, and for you, Sean, as well, for doing the stream. It is good and it's entertaining as well.
Making me tear up back here behind the scenes, Paul. Thank you so much, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. I can't wait to watch you throughout this whole season 8, and hopefully you continue to show the pace that you had here tonight. And best of luck in the AM category, man.
Cheers, man. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Paul, I'll chat with you soon here, man. That's going to throw it down here to our last driver interview position. And with due all respect, here's Joel Loudon. He fought hard here for it in the AM category. Finished it out P3 in AM here tonight. Joel, you got yourself a copy?
Yes, mate. How you going?
Joel, I'm doing here pretty well here back behind the scenes. What a race it was. I know for a fact this isn't the first time we've talked to you here back behind the scenes. Joel, you finished out here P9 overall, P3 in class. What was going through your minds here tonight from, the mountain of Mount Panorama?
Just keeping it clean, eh? I had a pretty rough start. But yeah, just keeping it clean. It's clean and consistent. I managed to get through the race with 0 X's, so I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah.
Joel, not only 0 X's, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe somebody up there in the admin channel, I believe you get a little bit of points given back to you there for a 0x race as a little bit of a nice job done. Or I could be thinking of the wrong league, but regardless, that's pretty hard to be done here. Hard to be done here from Mount Panorama with 0x. Joel, how did you get that 0x done, as well as, you finished here up in the top 3 in the AM category. How were the battles out here on track here tonight?
Yeah, they were right, mate. I just obviously didn't have the pace. Some quick boys in front of us, you know what I mean? And yeah, I don't know, mate. I know I had reasonably good race pace, but yeah, qualifying pace I just don't have. So yeah, just kept it smooth, really. Kept up with John for a bit, so that was good. And then yeah.
Hey, that's saying something right there, keeping up with John. Joel, what do you think, if you can dive maybe a little bit deeper here, what goes on through kind of I mean, physically, mentally, you have the pace in the race, like you said, but qualifying, you can still be searching for a little bit more. Is it kind of that chasing the rabbit scenario where you have somebody in front of you showing the line, or are you just like a clean track?
Yeah, I don't know really. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I don't know.
I think I've done
Yeah.
something right if I get a don't know, but there, in all seriousness, Joel, that was a lot of fun here to watch. That Mercedes AMG, you showed the pace tonight. I can't wait throughout the rest of the season. Who are you shouting out to here tonight that kind of keeps this all possible for you, man?
Well, it's got to be the Edmund team. Dan, John, Jeremy, Tim. Just boys done an outstanding job. Yes, yeah, really great league. Yourself and the broadcasting team doing it right, and yeah, just everyone's who's on track really. It's really great.
I appreciate it, Joel. It couldn't have been done without you here as well, putting on a show for the race fan. Congratulations on your P3 in the M category, and hopefully we're chatting here with you in just a few moments, or excuse me, next week's time.
Sweet as, we'll give it a go, mate.
Appreciate it, Joel. Take care and have a great rest of your night. And speaking of have a great rest of your night, I believe that's going to about to do it for us on Sam Studio Network. Thank you all so much here for watching. And if you're still watching, hey, come on now. You probably have already hit that like and subscribe button, but if you haven't, help a brother out there. That's going to do it here for us tonight. Make sure you stick with us here in just a little bit. Probably, let's see, what time is it now? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably about 4 hours time, we'll be live for some NAS truck action live at the World Center of Racing, which is Daytona. Thank you all so much. A little bit something new here tonight. Thank you for your patience as well. Could not be done without each and every single one of you. Down from the bottom of my hearts, everybody down there live in YouTube land, the racers who put on a show, as well as sponsors and affiliates in the top right of the screen. Hey, everybody, Sean Stamp Studio Network. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see you just a little bit later.